violence, police isn't the answer. You could put 100,000 police officers on the street that will not reduce violence in the city of Chicago because police are only there to react. They're only there to react. You have to put money into prevention. And right now, nobody has really said it, but his name is Rahm Emanuel. And this mayor that we have in the city of Chicago does not care about black people. And I'm going to put that on the record. When you can invest $100 million into DePaul basketball arena when they can practice at the United Center for free, and $16.4 million into Uptown to build upscale apartments, when you can build these new bus stops we got now downtown, but walk in our neighborhoods and not a million is coming. When we walking past boarded up schools, boarded up houses, they knock it down with red X's with no plan to redevelop, mental health facilities shut down, the unemployment rate is the highest in Chicago than it is around the country. When you want to talk about violence, you got to talk about the economics, not police.
But what did matter is that the government of the United States stepped in and created wealth for white folks. Big government did that. We need to understand that's where the Head Start comes from. And this thing goes back an awful long ways. Actually goes back to the colonies in the 1630s and 1640s. There was a program in place. My family actually took advantage of it when one of the branches came during that period. You may or may not have heard about it. Odds are not, because we don't talk about it in school. But it was this thing called the Head Right program. The Head Right program was a program that allowed male heads of household from England who came to the United States to claim 50 acres of land and the tools with which to work it for nothing, just for making the trip. Now you see, you give out 50 acres of land and some tools to black people, and we call that a handout. We call that welfare. We might even call that reparations. You give out 50 acres of land and some tools to white folks, we call it nation building. See how that works? It's fascinating, the different kind of rhetoric that we use. Millions of acres of land were given out that way over a period of a very short period of time. Fast forward to the 1860s. Homestead Act of 1860.
The aspect, the way to close the wealth gap, we know how to do it because we've done it for white Americans. We did it after the Great Depression. We know how to do it. It's a mixed economy, banks, government, you secure mortgages, you make them risk-free. We did it. It didn't cost very much money. It actually increased money, right? We just have refused to do it for black communities.
I disagree with Congressman Brad, who said that this is the antithesis of what this community is about, what Thomas Jefferson and James Madison were about. Thomas Jefferson, in many ways, is the godfather of white supremacy in our country. He wrote extensively about what he thought was the inherent inferiority of our African brothers and sisters to white people. And he knew towards the end of his life that God was going to judge America's original sin. We are still needing to reconcile with that, and until we do, rallies like today and the violence that was visited in Charlottesville is not going to stop.
They always tell me that. I said, don't tell me white people about making fun of white folks and making fun of nobody. Let me just, this is America, freedom of speech. Let me do what I want to do. Y'all have made fun of everybody. It's the truth. Yeah, y'all know you clapping house niggas ain't clapping scared, but listen. This is real, and I mean this from my heart. I've been talking about white folks. I ain't been on Venus. I'm come from here. Always been making fun of niggas, and they don't. And the reason they said, Paul, why don't you sugarcoat? I ain't sugarcoat. White folks didn't sugarcoat. When they didn't want me at their schools, they could have sugarcoated. Well, Paul, perhaps next year we're overcrowded. Now we can work some. They didn't say, no, nigga, you can't go to the school because you are nappy-head, wide-nosed nigga. We don't want niggas here. They didn't sugarcoat. I got over it, so white folks, you get over me. I lived it. You will live through it. Because they get mad.